Bangkok Airways has started weighing passengers before letting them board the airplane as it joined a number of international airlines calculating the takeoff weight for flight safety. Anisa De Guzman tells us more.
A survey that seeks to weigh passengers before letting them board the airplane has started in Thailand, which was imposed by one of its local airlines serving different countries in Asia. Bangkok Airways has introduced weight measurement for every single passenger to board the airlines, which took effect on September 16th and will run until October 31st. The airline assured that the accumulated information will be kept confidential. The purpose of the survey is to aid in the calculation of the takeoff weight to ensure flight safety. The airline said the weighing will be done at the departure gate before boarding and asked cooperation from all passengers. A similar measure has already been applied to passengers on Korean Air and Air New Zealand flights. Due to the increasing number of obese passengers, several airlines have temporarily required to weigh them before boarding to ensure flight safety through the calculation of takeoff weight. Aviation officials believe the initiative will also help them save fuel consumption. Bangkok Airways operates scheduled services to destinations in Thailand, Cambodia, Hong Kong, Laos, Maldives, Myanmar, Singapore, and Vietnam. The airline said it could possibly adopt the occasional survey as a flight practice in the future. The weight survey is compliance with Civil Aviation Authority of Thailand regulations regarding the use of standard passenger and baggage weights for weight and balance calculation purposes. Di siya Anisa De Guzman, Rangan Chakuntep Mahanakon, SMN News, Pratet Thai, Sawadi.
The 20th China ASEAN Expo saw the participation of all 10 members of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, as well as the partner countries of China's Belt and Road Initiative. Chatmon Kol Pisamay Gozon reports.
Nearly 2,000 enterprises, including 350 global Fortune 500 companies, attended the 20th China ASEAN Expo in Nanning, a city in southern China near the Vietnam border, which kicked off this weekend. The event boasts 19 high-level forums and more than 70 economic and trade promotion activities from September 16 to 19. At its opening ceremony, Chinese Premier Li Qiang hailed the China-ASEAN relations as the most successful and dynamic model in regional Asia-Pacific cooperation. He added that it is a clear example of how to promote the construction of a community with a shared future for all. The Chinese premier emphasized that the two sides are committed to strengthening themselves through unity, win-win cooperation, and consideration for the world. China and ASEAN have been each other's largest trading partners for many years, with bilateral trade jumping from $641.5 billion in 2019 to $975.3 billion in 2022. Local officials hope the expo will debunk the U.S. Treasury's rhetoric and the smear campaign launched by several U.S. officials and media outlets that China's economy is slowing down. The Chinese mouthpiece Global Times said the U.S. launched smear campaign has become increasingly hysterical ahead of the 2024 U.S. presidential elections. รายงานจากราชบุรี นายชันมงคล วิสมัยโกศล SMN News ประเทศไทย สวัสดีครับ
SMNI News visited several more popular attractions in different parts of Xinjiang, including the factory that produces a non-alcoholic beer that is healthy and will not make you drunk. Let's find out more in Jade Calabroso's report.
From Urumqi, the capital city of Xinjiang, SMNA News, together with over 20 international journalists, took a 1 hour to the city of Yining, the capital of Ili Kazakh Autonomous Prefecture in the Xinjiang region. Islam is the dominant religion in the area. Although it's not yet open to tourists, the Sanji Mosque is one of the famous attractions in Yining. It was constructed during the Qing dynasty and is currently the largest Chinese classical palace-style mosque. The mosque architecture combines traditional Chinese brick and wood structures with Arabic decorations of Chinese Islamic architecture, accommodating thousands of people praying simultaneously.
我们每天坚持5次拜，Baghdad, Peshawar, Digar, Sham,
Every day we insist on the 5 prayers.
早上、晚上那么40-50个人，
In the early morning and evenings, it's about 40 to 50 prayers.
中午的60-70个人呢。
At noon, it's about 60 to 70.
主门将近主门400多人。
About on Friday, the Juma day, is we have 400 to 50 prayers.
The Shanzi Mosque highlights the significance of Chinese architecture in Xinjiang and is on the list of historical treasures that should be preserved in the region. Boarding this horse-drawn vehicle, we proceeded to visit a Uyghur household. Uyghur homes in rural areas are similar to Muslim homes in Central Asia. They are typically made of mud brick and wood, with a courtyard outside the pavilion covered in thick vegetation like grapes. This house has a living room decorated with long rectangular cushions and various dining areas to accommodate guests. Another popular attraction and part of the area's historical heritage is the Yili General Mansion, also known as the Yili Commandery. This was the office of the military leader in the Il-Kazakh Autonomous Prefecture during the Qing Dynasty. It also served as the office for other government officials in the past. For those who love dairy products, one of China's major dairy companies, Yili Muxin Dairy Company Limited, can be found in this prefecture. Although it's only available in China, one of its standout products is its milk beer, a beer-like drink but without alcohol.
Matamis, masarap siya mga kababayan at parang may halong yogurt at soda ang lasa nitong kanilang milk beer.
这个奶瓶呢，是我们印溪乳业公司呢自研发团队研发的一款奶瓶。奶瓶呢，在我们这个新疆来说呢，是一个主打产品。它呢有什么特点呢？它主要是特点是，第一呢是口感呢，有啤酒的口感，但是呢它没有啤酒的酒精度啊，所以呢在现在这个开车不喝酒的这个前提下呢，它呢成为我们餐桌上的一个主流产品，能够喝着奶啤，感受和大家一块饮酒的氛围。
Well, this product is researched and developed by our company's technological team. And as you can see, this beer has a taste of beer, but it's alcohol-free. So in the time of the new era, especially for some drivers, it's a perfect choice for drivers. And it's one of the earliest product in the whole region.
The ingredients used in this milk beer are water, sugar, milk powder, pineapple juice, and food additives. This milk beer can be purchased for 5 yuan, equivalent to almost 40 pesos, and is sold in markets in Xinjiang.
For God and my beloved Philippines, this has been Jade Calabroso, SMNA News, Xinjiang, China.
Iran condemns several Western countries for imposing sanctions against local officials and news agencies to mark the first anniversary of the death of Masa Amini. Melchizedek Cadiz reports.
Assalamualaikum. The United States, the UK, and the European Union sanctioned Iranian individuals and entities a day before nationwide protests to commemorate Masa Amini's death sparked across Iran. The weekend protests took place a few weeks after Iran's exiled Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, who is currently based in the US, called on Iranians around the world to unite and launch fresh protests on the anniversary of Masa Amini's death. The nationwide protest started on Saturday, September 16th, and continued until Sunday. Masa Amini, a 22-year-old Kurdish woman who was arrested by the morality police for violating Iran's strict hijab laws, died on September 16, 2022. Her parents allege that Iran's morality police beat her while under their care, but the Iranian colonel and police officers denied the allegations. A state colonel's report indicated she died of heart failure, while Iranian officials said she fell into a coma following a heart attack and brain seizures shortly after her arrest, attributed to pre-existing medical problems. Her death sparked nationwide protest and gained massive international attention. Meanwhile, a group of gunmen opened fire on a group of paramilitary forces in southern Iran, killing one of them and wounding 3 others during the protest on Saturday. The controversial Western sanctions coupled with nationwide protests took place amid an ongoing prisoner exchange deal between the US and Iran, wherein 5 Americans jailed in Tehran will be freed in exchange for 5 Iranians detained in Washington, as well as the unfreezing of Iran's $6 billion oil funds frozen by US sanctions in South Korea. A local news agency also slammed opposition and dissident groups abroad, using the case of Masa Amini to gain profits and campaign for causes that serve their own interests. Barakalafikum jami'an, kan hada Melchizedek Kadi sa Akhbar SMNI, Kuwait.